Hello everyone, this is Lydia, and today I have Happy Mail share and some projects, some things that I've been working on. So the Happy Mail is from Evelyn. Evelyn is Estamperlin here on YouTube, and I was watching one of her Michaels hauls and she was showing the new keys, and my Michaels does not have them, so blurry. And she was sweet enough to run to Michaels for me and offered to pick me up some keys, and she sent me all the brand new ones that just came out. I was dying for these. My Michaels doesn't have everything that everyone else has in their Michaels. And then my sister's shopping for some other items that I wanted at her Michaels because her Michaels had everything. So I thought that was very, very, ooh, I love this white one. Very, very sweet of her. I may have to hoard this one. Very sweet of her to go shopping for me. So thank you so much, Evelyn. I took the ribbons off because I think they're hideous. And these are going into my the key jar that I altered. So thank you so much, Evelyn, for shopping for me. And then I altered my first ever balsa box. Don't be so hard on me, ladies, because I'm new to altering. So this is the I love this shape. I didn't care for the cylindrical ones, but I really, really love the shape of this one. So I used the paper I used on this one is the romance novel by Prima. This is the paper that I used on it. And I painted the wood side. And there's a little bit of wood on the front too. First I gessoed it, and then I was going to paint it, but I didn't have the right color paint, so I used this crackle paint by Tim Holtz that Marcia sent me, Flat Gold M. Thanks, Marcia. And the color on this one is Vintage Photo. And you get like a really, really light crackling. If you want deep crackling, you're not going to get it with this product. You get like a really light crackling, so you can kind of see the gesso coming through on there. And then on the edges, I hit it with the black soot, Tim Holtz Black Soot Distress Inks. So then I covered it, and I have a cute little bird here. Now this bird, this was actually a metal piece that I purchased, and I made my own mold. So my husband, actually my husband made this one with some resin. He was showing me how to use the resin. So he looks super cute, but I didn't like the colors, so first I hit it with some black soot around the edges. Then I smacked on some Vintage Photo distressing. Still wasn't happy, so then I used a little bit of the Adirondacks alcohol ink in a latte, and I just kind of dabbed it onto the bird. So I think he turned out super cute. And here I have some of this little rosette trim. I don't know what they call this. It looks like this. I just cut a little piece and added it there. And right behind the bird, I have a piece of this gorgeous crochet trim that I received from Leonie, who's my passion for paper here on YouTube. And I just cut one of the medallions off of it. And I shimmer misted it with some homemade shimmer mist. And I added a little button. I love buttons. And I threaded some black embroidery thread through there. And then over here, this is some Prima bling that I received from Natasha. And this is a cute little foam rose that I received from my sister in brown. And I left the green leaves on it. I kind of like the hint of green, and there's some green on the paper. And then here's a tiny little rose that I shimmer misted with my homemade shimmer mist. Another one of those little rosette pieces. Now for the little knob, I removed it and I painted it black, and then I added a button that I picked up at Hobby Lobby. Here's a button, and I broke off the shank on it. You know, I snipped off the shank, and I received that from Lori Elamenia. Thank you, Lori. And then I used some stretchy ribbon that I received from Mary, Paper Lace 319. Thanks so much, Mary, because I was on the hunt and I was afraid I didn't have any stretchy lace ribbon, but you just sent me some. And then over here, I just used a little bit of brown seam binding that I purchased from Julie, the Paper Bag Lady one, here on YouTube. And then I added these little charms. I have a tiny black key, and oh, my camera's not focusing, and this cute little heart lock. So she can remove those. It's on a garment pin. She can remove those if she so wishes. So I don't think it didn't turn out that bad for my first altered box. And then on the inside, I'm going to fill this with goodies. So far I have this flower that I created with some burlap. ribbon, and I added one of the Hobby Lobby buttons on there. And then I have this clothespin, and I added some brown crochet ribbon and a heart-shaped stick pin. And then I have one of the new cameo pieces that you can get at Michael's. And then you can see the distressing on here better. See that? So for my first altered balsa box, I think it turned out okay. I hope she likes it. So that's the first thing I made yesterday. Then, so it looks like that. Got pretty. And then next, I was watching a video by Sybil. Hi Sybil, JNSib80, and she received a rack from Jamie, who is Scrap and Stampers. And she had altered one of those print bags. I don't know what you call these. And I'm like, I've been meaning to do that, so she kind of inspired me to sit down and just go for it. So I used some gesso, and I kind of randomly, I was trying to go for like a brick pattern. Not sure if I achieved it, but that's what I was doing with my gesso. And then I have my, I folded and created a flap here. So this is pretty heavy. It's going to stay closed. I won't have to tie this down or anything. And I used some gorgeous lace here that I received from Mary. Paper Lace 319. Mary, you have to tell me where you got this if you're watching this video. It's just so soft, and I just love the pattern on it. And then I layered some more vintage trim here, and this one I received from Stephanie, Vintage Paper Girl. Again, very, very soft. Gorgeous. I love it. Now here's the flower that I created. I think Karen sent me this ribbon. I think she got it from Hobby Lobby, and I love it. And I just created a flower here and used a large button for the center. I actually pinned this so she can remove it. There's a pin on here so she can remove and use the flower, and the bag will still look pretty. Then I added one of the Michael's, the new butterflies, chipboard pieces, and another little piece of that rosette trim that I showed you. And I have this pretty butterfly with an acrylic bead on it. I got these from Brown Baby Craftaholic, Steph. Thank you, Steph. And then a flower here that Karen sent me, JB Lady Scrapper 48. And then I have this huge gardenia that I also received from Steph. So that turned out super cute. I'm going to fill this up with some laces and send it to someone. And then I have a cute little angel here, a little clay piece, and a doily that I kind of folded in half. So it peeks out here. I will probably write my message on the back there. So those are my project shares for today, ladies. Thank you so much for stopping by. Post a comment if you wish. And subscribe. Have a fabulous day. Bye.